What's up, guys? Gonna do a quick little walkthrough of some basic functions of the files in Hyperspin to control everything, just to give everybody a better idea of how things work, maybe how you can go about troubleshooting something if you have something wrong. I get a lot of questions, the same questions every day, and I think the best way to help that would just be to help people understand a little bit better how Hyperspin actually works. Excuse my voice, it's a little scratchy. I just woke up and barely got a little bit of coffee in me. But you'll survive. Okay, so first things first, we're going to take a look at the settings folder, okay? This has your innies in it. INIs, however you want to say that. Each one of these files controls all the settings for that system. Okay. Now, they can be a bit confusing because there's a lot of stuff in there you don't understand, you and me both. But there's only a few things that we need to actually look at. First off, here, let's open up this one right here. They're all pretty much the same. You know, it could be different if you wanted to customize some stuff for different systems, but on this build specifically, they're pretty much the same. So first thing I want to show you is this. So I have people going, oh, well, the path's wrong. Oh, it says this. Oh, it says that. See this path right here? It literally doesn't matter. The only time it matters is if you're using a PC and you're not using Rocket Launcher, okay? Neither one of those things is true. The ROM path. This does matter. Okay, you can see right here it says ROM path equals true. That tells Hyperspin to use this ROM path. So ROMs, Atari 2600 ROMs. So you want to make sure that your ROMs are on that exact folder. And then you can go down here and look, and this is your ROM extension. Okay. So your ROM files need to be .bin or .a26, or Hyperspin won't see them at all. It'll tell you there's a missing ROM or whatever, right? So when you go into your Explorer, this deal here, right? If you don't see a ROM extension, see mine says .ini. If you don't see a ROM extension, just click on View and make sure you check the box that says File Name Extensions, okay? And then it'll show you which ROM extension, and you'll know what to put here. This line right here will tell you that it's using RetroArch as a basic emulator. Okay, and that's how you know, like if you want to set up controls for that system, that's how you know where you need to go. You need to open RetroArch and set them up there, right? Okay, and then this line down here is telling you which core in RetroArch it's using. It's using Stella, okay, for Atari 2600. Let's see, what else? Okay, filters down here. I can show you a bit about filters. See how this says ROMs only equals true? This works really good on Windows, okay? What it does is it'll only show you games on the wheel that are actually in the ROMs folder. If you're on Android, there's a bit of a glitch. If ROMs only equals true, it won't show you any ROMs on the wheel that have either an AND symbol. Now by an AND symbol, I mean this boy right here. That, okay? And, or anything with an apostrophe. Okay, which everybody knows what an apostrophe is, but apostrophe. If it has either one of those two special characters, that ROM will not show on the wheel. So if you're having that issue, most of these sets are complete sets. So you can turn this to false and all the ROMs will show up and you'll still have them all. It does come into an issue sometimes when you have a bigger ROM set and you might not have, like say, if there's 900 Nintendo ROMs on the database and you've only got 850, if you set that to false, it's going to display all 900. So you could click on a game and it'll tell you that game's not there. And that's fine. It's one or the other. We have to choose. That's just the way it is on Android. Okay. So I don't want everybody getting all into worrying about that too much, because you got to pick one. You can't have it perfect. If you want it perfect, you're going to need a PC. Because all this stuff works on Windows. Android just never really got finished, in my opinion. Okay. So I think that just about covers it for the any. So now you ask yourself, you see this ROM path. Now it's looking in that ROM path. How does it know what files to look for? Okay, so that's where we're going to go next. Oh, don't need to save it. Let's just close all, get all that stuff out of here. Yeah, we'll save that one because I took some stuff off. Okay, don't mind me. Just talking to myself. So we're going to go back to Hyperspin. We're going to go to the databases folder. Well, this part is equally as important. Okay, I'll go to Atari 2600 just because that's what we were already looking at. So the name of the database has to match the name of the any perfectly. Otherwise, it's not going to know what it's looking for. Now, the name of the database and the any need to match the name of the system on the main menu XML. Okay, oh, that's the wrong program. Now I'm going to show you everything I just said, so don't let anything I just said confuse you. Okay, so this is the Atari 2600 database XML. Now what this does, it not only holds all the game names, but it does all your metadata, when it was made, who made it, what genre, all that stuff. Okay, most of it isn't going to be used unless you can implement genres and everything on Hyperspin, but I'm not going to get into all that. If you want to figure that out, you're going to have to do it on your own. But it will tell you, okay, 32-in-1 game cartridge, Europe. This is that specific name, okay? Description is usually the same as the name, but it can be different because that's not what Hyperspin is looking for. But if your ROM isn't named this exact same thing with a ROM extension that is on your any that I just showed you, then Hyperspin won't see it. Okay, so if you get games from somewhere else and you drop them in and it just says 32-in-1 game cartridge and it doesn't say Europe, it's not going to show up no matter what. It has to match letter for letter, character for character, capitals, everything. If it doesn't match, it won't show up. Okay, that's all there is to the database. Basically, it looks in the ROM folder for anything that's on this database XML. Now, I was talking to you about the main menu. I did another tutorial on that, but we'll go through that real quick. Okay, databases. We'll go to main menu. All right. On here, we got main menu. This one is for PC. And then we got main menu Android. That's for your Android. Okay. I'm going to open that. This will show you every system that is on your wheel, your main menu wheel. And it shows you the exact order. So you can reorder these, switch them around if you want. I'm going to end up doing that because the order that this one came in is just asinine. Really, I like to do it to where I'll have all consoles in alphabetical order, and then I'll have all handhelds in alphabetical order, and then after that I'll have all arcade systems in alphabetical order. I think all the arcade stuff should be together and all the consoles should be together instead of just a overall alphabetical order. I don't know, everybody's different. Anyway, so what I was telling you before is the database for Atari 2600 and the any have to match names. Okay, they also have to match this name right here. If they don't, it's not going to work. That's pretty much how Hyperspin works. There's nothing else really to it. You got an any that tells it where to look for games, what core to use. and then it'll look in that folder for games that are on your XML, your database XML, and that system will only show on your wheel if both of those things match this main menu XML in name. Okay, that's all there is to it. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see a tutorial for. I'm going to do a whole bunch of stuff.